Right. We're going to start with the nation. Planned attack, security on alert in Lagos and Enugu. New NNPC states face cash crunch. Reports CBN would devalue Naira, says Emefiele. Nigeria others plead with G20 for debt service extension. 2023, we will back power shift to south, says Pandef. Union criticizes government takeover of 5 discos and 18 Fiat killed in bandits, vigilance groups clash. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Maybe the 18 Fiat killed.
Yes, please.
So according to the story, it said no fewer than 16 suspected bandits and 2 vigilantes were reportedly killed in a clash in Bangalala area of Wase local government area of Plateau State. And they said Bangalala is about 100 kilometers from Wase town, headquarters of the local government. And that village has been under severe attacks and control of the bandits, kidnappers, cattle rustlers that have forced many people to flee their homes. Now, the incident occurred when the vigilantes took the fight to the Bangalala village, which has been under the control of bandits for some time. And they said they decided to take the fight to them because they couldn't just be sitting down while these people come and fight them. And at the end of the day, resulted to some of them being killed. They said the vigilantes also, aside from confronting the assailants, it was more like trying to fish out some of their den. They wanted to find out where they were really based and, fight them. But the Shapi Sambo, a youth leader in Wase, confirmed the incident, saying people had no option than to join forces with the security agencies to assist and fight these bandits, to help the communities, because most of them are running away from their homes as a result of this fight. But they said they had deployed soldiers to find out what really happened. So far, the soldiers have not found any of the vigilantes or any of the bandits that claimed that they were dead.
So let me take the major headline. Since the spike, July 5th, where about 64 Boko Haram commanders and about 400 other inmates were released from the Kuje prison or escaped from the Kuje prison, there's been heightened security issues across the country. So there have been, even Area Onakakanfo yesterday raised an alarm saying that there are terrorists in the Osun and Ogun forests. Also, the Nasarawa governor, Abdullahi, Abdullahi Sule was saying that terrorists that were fleeing Zamfara, they were fleeing Niger, Kebbi, and Kaduna, were regrouping within his own state. And this also came to Lagos, where the commissioner of the Lagos State Police Command was saying that security agents have been placed on alert because they've also gotten the reports that terrorists are coming down south, and they're saying that we shouldn't lose sleep because they've alerted security agents to ensure security of Lagosians across the state. However, across the country, security has been heightened. Security levels have been heightened because of this impending invasion of these terrorists.
Nigeria and other G20 nations are asking for debt service extension. They're asking for a 2-year debt service extension. This includes the Minister of Finance of Ghana, Senegal, Egypt, and on behalf of African Ministers of Finance and Central Bank governors, they've written a letter to the IMF as well as the AU and the World Bank. They're asking that, in their letter, they called it immediate liquidity support, akin to global response during the COVID-19 pandemic to help support our economies. They said that at the end of the G20 debt service suspension initiative in December 2021, it meant that countries that are due to resume payments on their debt obligations despite deteriorating global context, particularly for middle and low-income economies on the African continent. They are also asking that the IMF looks into what they call debt service relief to poorest nations and wipe out debt for poorest nations under what they call the Catastrophic Containment Relief Trust. They're asking IMF to also waive such charges for countries with large borrowings, which covers Nigeria particularly. Don't reach that stage. We're also looking at the debt relief arrangement is brought back so that some countries are totally relieved of their debts. That's basically the entire essence of the letter.
Yeah. I think it makes sense. Still within the economy, there are speculations that because of the challenges of unavailability of Naira, that the they might devalue the naira. But the CBN, there's a report that came out that the CBN isn't going to devalue the naira anytime soon. The last time the naira was devalued was May 2021, and the conversation now, according to the figures they're getting from CBN, is that there will not be any devaluing of the naira until at least the price will remain 419 to $1 and 425 to $1 through to the end of 2022. The expectation is this stability is needed. That even though there is pressure on the naira, on the dollar, naira for dollar, and even though because of electioneering we might not get a lot of cash inflow because people are scared about which way Nigeria would swing, they will still maintain the official rate at 419 and 425 to $1. If we remember, as at 28th of July last month, we had dollar selling for 717 naira, though by the end of the next day it was 707 naira to $1, but they said they would not be devaluing the naira anytime soon.
Okay, moving on now to Punch. Stranded applicants lament, seek extension, INEC adamant. Wife of Nigerian killed in Italy demands justice. National Assembly proposed 63 new varsities, experts kick. Terror, Lagos police and Moteco on alert. Nigeria needs leader who can take tough decisions, says Oshiomhole. NNPC remits 2.7 billion naira to CBN in 6 months. FG failed to provide 100 billion naira electricity subsidy, says Discos. All right, so let me start with the human interest story. There was a man trying to get his name here. He was killed by an Italian man in Italy. His name Alika Ogochukwu was killed by an attacker, Filippo Felazzo, while he was begging. So the issue was that Alika was begging for alms consistently, and Filippo attacked him and murdered him in cold blood, right in front of onlookers, and they did nothing to stop him.
Wow.
And he's been arrested over the weekend, and his wife did a video asking that justice must be served. It come that the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission has also confirmed the development that via the Twitter handle of Abike Rewa, saying that the man has been arrested. According to him, it says that the incident occurred on a busy street in front of shocked onlookers, some of whom made videos of the attack while no one made the effort
this
to
problem
prevent
is worldwide.
It's worldwide.
So everybody wants the kill now.
Arrested, but she's doing the video insisting that justice must be served because she doesn't want a situation whereby they sweep the matter under the carpet, because they kept, in the reports, in the Italian report, they kept saying that the man was begging for arms continuously, trying to suggest possibly
that he was harassing
someone.
Does that
praying that justice is served. He's actually 39-year-old, beaten to death, young man, trying to make a living. Okay, another story in Punch.
Yeah, so we know that the government has ended the voter registration yesterday.
Despite all the protests.
Really? Yes, finally. You know, they were supposed to have ended it at 31st of June, but there was a lot of appeals. Several parts of file a suit, and at the end of the day was moved to the 31st of July, and that ended yesterday. But a lot of people were still not able to register. They said across states there were lots of queues. People were not able to register. You come as early as 5 a.m. and it will still get to your turn in the evening. And everybody is, asking that they still extend it because a lot of people will be disenfranchised. However, INEC is saying that we cannot extend it because we need to now begin to collate and print the voters' card so that people can vote. And if we extend it, we may not be able to ramp up everything before the 2023 elections. I don't know how they can do this because a lot of people are really disenfranchised.
It's been on for over a year now, almost 2 years to register.
Some people this month is their 18th year birthday. They have a right to vote by next year.
But the truth is that if we have to, the schedule will be moved. So we have to discipline. Get back. Our problem is discipline. When you don't do the things at the right time, it's indiscipline. They've told us to register for long, and it has to close. We have to move on. Okay, let's move on. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the papers. Topper had a story.
Yes. So the newspaper, the Punch, reported that there are 63 bills have been tabled before the Senate for new universities, polytechnics, colleges of education since the beginning of the shutdown of activities in the public. Since the schools went on strike, just big grammar to say, since the strike happened, 63 new bills have been pushed to create new universities. And as we have of today, there are 49 federal universities, 59 state universities, and we currently have 111 private universities on ground. The challenge now is the protest is they don't want, the lawmakers are proposing the bill for new polytechnics. The professor from Adekunle Ajashin, Ondo State, Victor Olumeko, faults this move, saying that it is wrong, that it is not about the number of university, but the capacity for the university to do what it is meant to do. That as an academic, it doesn't support the opening of more universities, and it doesn't support the fact that they're passing the bills for this at a time when it is not in the interest of the public because the universities are on strike. So we're waiting to see if they would listen to a few of the protests or they will open it up before it gets approved. But I don't think that we should. I believe we need more universities, but I don't believe that it is about numbers, but about the quality. And so we should focus on increasing the quality of what we have on ground.
Yeah, but there are lots of children that are not
they won't even get,
so
yes.
We didn't need to. Yeah, go ahead.
The discos have reacted to the planned takeover of some of their discos by the federal government. So through the office of the Executive Director, Research and Advocacy, and Head Chief Sunday Oduton, he said that the federal government has shortchanged the discos. They said that in this takeover that was done through the BPE, number one is that they were shortchanged because the insufficient and unreliable data was what was provided before the privatization process. And government also committed to and failed to deliver on debt-free financial books, payment of ministries, departments and agencies, electricity debt, and a 100 billion naira electricity subsidy that the federal government failed. So those MDAs, the ministries, most of them didn't pay for electricity use. And the federal government committed to that, they didn't do that. And they also didn't pay a 100 billion naira subsidy. So to say that these discos failed and so they will be taken over is a kind of scam arrangement. That's where
let's move on to the words. Insecurity ministers, senators, reps avoid state, seek refuge in Abuja. United Nations report, Nnamdi Kanu's family tackles northern groups. Anglican Church fumes over APC's Muslim ticket. Northern Can hits Buhari National Assembly hard over insecurity. Forex crisis, fresh facts reveal NNPC $2.7 billion remittance to its CBN account in 6 months. NDLEA intercepts 2.7 million tramadol tablets in London. Dubai-bound drugs in Lagos. How to rescue economy from ruins by experts. And terrorists occupying Oshun Ogunvores, says Gani Adams. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Yes, so Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land, Gani Adams, is raising the alarm over the state of insecurity in the country, saying that Nigeria is already sleepwalking into a collapse. And he said that this is as a result of the chronic pain inflicted on the country by the inaction and connivance of those in authority with terrorists and undesirable elements in the polity. And he said aside from what is even happening concerning insecurity, where we hear that there's this a raid here, there are bandits attacking here, and the next thing that happens is that the government or the president will just call the security chiefs, give them a warning, and moves on, and nobody's being punished for what is happening. And aside from that, we also have an economic crisis, which, he talked about the dollar rising to above 700. People are struggling with the economic crisis as well as insecurity. And he was calling out on the 6 governors of the Southwest, saying that they know that these people are planning to come into states like, said that they are coming into Lagos, they are coming into Oyo, and I think about most of the states in the Southwest. Yeah. And this is the time that the governors need to come together and find ways to set up community sort of policing to help secure their people. Right. Moteku needs a lot of support in this time. They should not just sit down and wait for the federal government to do something about insecurity. We see what has been happening in Abuja. Seems like the federal government has failed in securing the Federal Capital Territory, and we cannot allow that to happen in the Southwest.
400 inmates on the loose.
Yeah.
400
criminals or suspected criminals.
Yeah.
criminals and suspected criminals.
Yeah.
A combination of them.
63 Boko Haram confirmed.
Confirmed.
So, like, is the...
Like, confirmed terrorists. Let me take the story of
Okay,
NDLEA.
yeah, go ahead, please.
So, the NDLEA has caught another set of people trying to move drugs out of Nigeria, this time tramadol. They said the total value of the tramadol was worth 2.7 million naira.
That's more now.
It was,
Or dollars,
the weight
sure?
is about 1.6...
I'm sure it's dollars or now naira.
Naira.
2.7 million and 50.
Okay,
Naira.
go
Naira.
ahead.
It's Naira. And 1.6 kilogram of...
No, 2.7 million tramadol.
tramadol tablets.
Not the amount.
2.7 million tramadol
Tramadol
tablets.
tablets.
It is worth 1 billion.
I said 2.7 million at London. You okay?
It is worth 1 billion. 1 billion, over 1 billion naira. 1,375,000,000
Now you are talking.
naira. So they found it on the way to London, on the way to Dubai. Nigerians trying to package these things. There's a Miss Gloria Osenemese was intercepted on her way to Dubai through Rwanda, but she was found in Nigeria carrying these inside gari, packaged cassava products, but inside them she embedded tablets of tramadol. And she claimed that the bag was given to her by someone who she passed the night with in his house before coming to the airport.
So.
That she was helped to deliver to someone in Dubai, and that was her own story, you know. But it's very, very... Yeah, we're into this particular one. But, you know, it's just really sad that people keep still trying despite the fact that they're getting caught. Maybe we should start implementing maybe like capital punishment.
Punishments,
We have
death
many issues
sentence
that
by
require
hanging.
capital punishment.
You know that once they catch you, they hang you.
Okay, let me move to the point. Nigerians groan as economy moves in near coma. Killings. Kogi governor suspends Ohi of Eganyi, sends strong warning to council chairman. Man impersonates cashier in banking hall, disappears with customers 2.2 million naira. Threats by terrorists send jitters across Nigeria. Airline operators groan, count their losses. Okay, which story?
The man, yes. So there's this commercial bank in Osogbo, Osun State. Recently, an elderly man lost his money, about 2.2 million naira, because there's this impersonator, I want to get his name, Idris Balogo, a 38-year-old man, who disguised as a bank staff. He dressed up like a bank staff and then was parading. And when he saw this man filling out his teller, he just asked him, I can help you. Collected the money, collected the teller, and disappeared. After a few minutes, the man was looking for, I've never even heard it here. Looking for the person he paid to. He couldn't find it. But a month later, they were able to get him, and he's been arraigned in court. So I
know now you sign now. Now you sign, and then they do facial recognition to check that you're the one collecting. How can you feel teller and then you just collected your body? Please, let me take the story of PANDEF. So the Pan-Nigeria, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum has reiterated the support for the election moving to the south, said that as opposed to the PDP, which is the main opposition party, that did not conform with the arrangement that if he goes to the north, he should go to the south, that so they would rather support APC because they supported the concern of a southern presidency, and they were reiterating that the spokesperson, the National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Ken Robinson, said the group may back APC for respecting the cardinal demands of the South and Middle Belt Forum in the power rotation agreement. For us, our personal view is that we have just two main parties, APC and PDP, and the PDP not obeying the rules of zoning would not have our support. That's from the PANDEF spokesperson.
Oh. Okay, so the governor of Kogi State has suspended the monarch, the Ohi of Eganyi, and the chairman of Jakuta Traditional Area Council, Alhaji Musa Achuja, with immediate effect following the killings that happened in that area. And he has issued a warning to all traditional rulers that if it is heard that anybody is romanticizing, that's the word, any criminal elements within their domain, serious actions will be taken against them with immediate effect. He also directed that the chairperson of the Ajakuta local government, Honorable Mustafa, be queried over the breach and should reply within 24 hours. This is to forestall any of such in the area. He says that they should not be seen with criminal elements and he will not put up with it in the state.
That's decisive. That's leadership immediately. You see it, you do it. You don't just wait and have meetings and discuss committee to agree and discuss. Suspend it first. Yes.
And even also extended it to the DPO of Ajakuta.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's all we can take on front page review. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.